After legal disputes was settled by a SAFA arbitrator in October 2025, Luke Baartman was cleared to be registered and play for Kaizer Chiefs. He was declared a free agent after a drawn-out legal battle with his former club, Cape Town Spurs. Luke Baartman eligibility ruling. The initial ruling. In August 2025, the PSL's Dispute Resolution Chamber, DRC, declared Baartman a free agent after Cape Town Spurs were relegated to the amateur ABC Motsepe League. According to league regulations, a player's contract can be rendered null and void upon a club's relegation to the amateur division. Spurs appeal. Cape Town Spurs challenged the initial DRC ruling, leading to a legal standoff that prevented Kaizer Chiefs from registering Baartman. Spurs insisted Baartman was still under contract and instructed him to return for preseason training. The arbitration decision. The South African Football Association, SAFA, appointed arbitrator Hilton Epstein to hear the appeal. On October 8, 2025, Epstein rules in favor of Baartman and teammate Azanele Vilebai, declaring them free agents and ordering Spurs to issue their clearance certificates immediately. Baartman's status at Kaizer Chiefs. Registration confirmed. Following the arbitration ruling, both Baartman and Vilebai were officially registered with the Premier Soccer League as Kaizer Chiefs players. Jersey number. Baartman was assigned the 11 jersey for Kaizer Chiefs. First team versus DDC. There was some discussion about whether Baartman would feature for the senior team or the DSTV Diski Challenge squad. However, the club's sporting director, Kaizer Maltan Jr., confirmed in November 2025 that Baartman would not be part of the DDC squad. Background and timeline. 1. Former club and relegation. Baartman was at Cape Town Spurs, often Spurs, whose senior team was relegated from the professional tiers, the Motsepe Foundation Championship, into the amateur ranks, the ABC Motsepe League. Because of that drop, the club's status shifted from a professional to an amateur competition, which under the rules triggered contractual implications. 2. Initial ruling by the PSL DRC. In August 2025, the Premier League Soccer Association, Dispute Resolution Chamber, DRC, declared Baartman a free agent after Cape Town Spurs were relegated to the amateur ABC Motsepe League. According to league regulations, a player's contract can be rendered null and void upon a club's relegation to the amateur division. 3. Appeal to arbitration under South African Football Association, SAFA. Cape Town Spurs escalated the matter to SAFA, which appointed senior advocate Hilton Epstein, SC, as arbitrator. On October 8, 2025, Epstein ruled in favor of Baartman and teammate Azanele Vilebai, declaring them free agents and ordering Spurs to issue their clearance certificates immediately. 4. Registration at Kaizer Chiefs confirmed. Following the arbitration, Baartman's registration was confirmed with Kaizer Chiefs for the 2025-26 season. He was assigned the number 11 jersey for the club. You mentioned that detail. So, key legal regulatory points. Professional versus amateur classification. The crux of the arbitration decision hinged on how the contract was drafted and the distinction between playing professional football versus being forced to play in an amateur league. Epstein noted Baartman's contract with Spurs from 1 July 2024 to 1 August 2026 specified to play only professional football. When Spurs were relegated into the amateur league, the argument was that the contract could not be fulfilled as a professional contract anymore, and thus became impossible of performance. NSL-PSL rules on professional status. The PSL-NSL rules allowed players to be declared free agents when their club is no longer a professional member of the league. Clearance certificate requirement. Even though the players were declared free agents, the formal step of issuing clearance certificates by Spurs was required to complete their registration with the new club. The arbitrator directed Spurs to furnish clearance certificates to both. Implications for Spurs Academy investment. Spurs publicly expressed concern that this ruling sets a precedent that could undermine clubs investing in youth development when contracts can be voided by relegation rather than a transfer fee. What this means for Kaizer Chiefs and Baartman. Chiefs now legally can field Baartman in all domestic competitions. Baartman has an opportunity to compete for a place in the first team. He's not relegated to the DSTV Diski Challenge squad. For backstory, as you noted, there was uncertainty about whether he would play in the senior squad or the DDC squad. Club management, including sporting director Kaizer Jr., confirmed in November 2025 that Baartman would be with the senior team. Spurs lost a potential transfer fee. Chiefs picked him up for free. Legal ruling allowed that. Points you might use for your channel or analysis. Introduce Baartman. Age, previous club, Spurs, situation with relegation contract dispute. Present the legal context. Why the dispute arose, what rules applied, relegation versus professional amateur contract. Highlight the arbitration outcome. Date, arbitrator, decision in favor of Baartman and Chiefs. Discuss what this signifies for Chiefs, the value of signing him free, added attacking option, long-term potential. Analyze risk and challenges, immediate readiness, adaptation to PSL, competition for minutes, expectation management. Link to your broader narrative, how Chiefs are rebuilding, how this fits into their recruitment strategy, young talents, free signings, what this means for the coaching staff, Ben Youssef, Cedric Kaizer, and their path back to glory. Baartman is addressed as Baartman, not Stijs Baartman. He is South African, but the reports seem to use the Afrikaans spelling for his surname. Baartman wasn't part of the U20 FIFA U20 World Cup in Chile, but he is a U20 international. Baartman's jersey number 11 is confirmed as was presented in the analysis. Season again is the 2025-26 season. The footballer signing at Chiefs was confirmed in November 2025. Correction of the coaches' names. It is not Ben Youssef and Cedric Kaizer, rather Joseph Riviero and Cedric Kaizer.